Welcome to X1T Gaming, and together we're going to revolutionize the gaming industry. I am your host, Robbie, and I'm with my friend Gaston, and we're going to be talking about mobile games. So, one of the things that you brought up before that I was really interested in about how you don't like mobile games, but I find it ironic because we met through a mobile game. So, what are some stuff that peeves you, I guess?
Well, to clarify, I don't like where mobile games are headed. I just think they're just pretty much predatory at this point. It's all about trying to get you hooked for as long as possible to try to get you to spend money as much as possible. So the aspect of it, I don't like the the monetary aspect of it, where they do those little gotcha boxes and the orbs and whatever, and they just keep on trying to bring you back. I try to play
Hmm.
it, the one that we met on, the Marvel Strike Force. I try to play it free for pretty much as long as I could. I maybe spent the 99-cent deals, but the $20 deals and the $60 deals, they were absolutely ridiculous to me.
Yeah, no, I remember that. And one of the things that I noticed, because I think it was like an algorithm kind of thing, but like I stopped playing for like a couple months, and then I came back, and then all of a sudden I got like really good rolls. Like you remember, I was getting all those like 7 red stars on all those things for a moment.
I do remember, and there was someone was saying, it was a rumor that if you didn't spend for a while, you got a higher chance of drops. Also, if you did spend, but not that much, if the moment you stopped spending, you would get better rolls. But obviously, those were all rumors.
Yeah, well, that was I think I probably started that because I'm like I stopped playing for like a week and I got like a 7 red, and then I stopped playing again for another week, and then I got 2 other 6 reds, and I was just like, what's going on here? So I wonder if that's some of the aspect where a lot of these mobile games, because there's like so much money coming into them, that they try to do these things to keep you hooked and to just keep on spending your money.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that these games are available for like much younger audience, and they can get them pretty much used to and addicted to the gotcha games. Me and
Mm.
you were old enough to know better, but these days, like I learned since I'm a bit older, I learned that when you take money out of your wallet and you hand it to someone, you feel the loss of that money. But nowadays, with the pushing of a button or the swiping of a credit card, you don't lose, you don't feel that loss of money, so you can just easily overdo it without even knowing it, and then it's too late.
Oh, I never actually like thought about that. That's a very interesting point of view. So it's like worse than like a gambling addiction where you don't even feel the money being lost.
It also devalues the money too.
Huh. Very interesting. So would you kind of say that one of the things that I heard you're saying, like the younger people, you're saying that it's like causing like a gambling kind of stuff with them of how they're doing operating.
I'm sorry, I couldn't catch that last part.
Yeah. So when you mentioned something about the younger people because they don't see how the money's actually like leaving kind of thing, so they don't have any concept of it, and so they keep on doing it. So are you saying that because of this concept that they're doing, that they're becoming more eligible to be like addicted to these gambling kind of stuff?
Oh, 100%, 100%. And um, the other aspect of the credit card, which is a whole other problem altogether, is a lot of people when they get credit cards go into debt because even though they don't have it, they can just put it on the card, put it on the card, put it on the card, and then all of a sudden you got the interest rates. Then you're playing catch up, and it's just a huge disaster. And the other terrible thing is the people that do have money, the ones we call whales, they don't know that they're hurting the game for all the players, but even themselves. Because if they themselves don't spend, let's say, 20, $30 on something, then the company is forced to make it 10, 15. But the more money they spend on it, they're like, oh, they're very tolerant. They're willing to spend this much, so we can keep it at this price. And then that creates a terrible thing, which has, I think, catastrophic things for the gaming industry. Like for instance, computer gaming versus phone gaming. Phone gaming is making a hell of a lot more money than computer gaming right now, which is obviously bad because I'm a big fan of computer gaming and I want it to stay that way.
Mm-hmm. And it's also an interesting topic where you're. So basically, what you're saying is that these the reason why these games are overpriced is because rich people or whales are spending the money and just ruining the gameplay for all of us.
Pretty much, they're basically sabotaging it because they just don't know that the more they incent the more money the developers get, the companies get, the more they'll try to make the game to make us spend more money, right? People are going to stop caring about making a fun game, making like a masterpiece of a game, or making something that is truly enjoyable to play. Like if you and me didn't play Marvel Strike Force for a day or two, we both felt, and you can agree probably, that we've missed out. Like, oh my goodness, I missed all these dailies, and I missed the orbs, and I missed all that. And that is like it's be it minor, it's still an addictive tick that obviously we were both under.
Well, I think
Which
one of the worst parts about that is when your like guild members missed a day. You almost felt like you wanted to like force them to go that day, like because you're hurting the guild now, even though we were just casual players. Did you ever get that feelings too?
oh yeah, people were like super strict. That's why I never ever went to another guild. I was always my guild, always at my pace, because to me it was always a game, and I didn't want to feel like it was like a job. I was already doing a job at the time. I didn't want two jobs,
Yeah.
and players that were in other guilds, they were telling me this feels like a job. I'm going to stop playing, and that's I heard a lot of them quit because it started to feel like a job for them.
Yeah, no, actually, the guild that I was at before you, there was a lot of pressure on that, especially from this one member because he was one of those whales who kept on paying his way, but he ended up joining the game kind of late, so he was probably, I would say, at your level at the time when I met you, but he's probably further now, and he was like really riding hard, and he wasn't even the guild master, but no one wanted to lose him because he was such a powerful player. So eventually, I ended up talking back to him. I said, "Hey, look, like the guild said this is supposed to be casual. Like, why are you making fun of these people?" And then I got kicked out, and I'm like, "What?" And then I found you.
Yeah, because like, and this happens in the other aspects of my gaming community that I'm part of too, like the Magic community and some other aspects. There's certain people that are specifically good at the specific thing, be it Magic the Gathering, be it Marvel Strike Force, or whatever game, and it's very important for them to be really good in that place because maybe for them that's one of the only joys they have, and it's very important to them. And that's why you get the really hardcore tryhards that are like absolutely must do everything to the T and must never miss anything. And obviously, if they're the leader of a guild, they're going to, pretty much make that the mantra within that guild, which to me, at least, is terrible because, game you want to play to enjoy the game. You don't want to like people feel like slaves to their phone.
Yeah, no, I could totally see that. So I got another question for you. I hear a lot of people say that mobile gamers are not actual gamers. What is your take on that?
Well, that's really hard to say. Um, Honestly, if if you were to call, I mean, maybe if it was like in a competitive scene, it's hard to see a mobile gamer as a real gamer. But I mean, maybe I have bias probably, but to me, a mobile gamer is not a super serious gamer because a phone game to me is something you play when you have extra time, and the computer is something that I take time out of my day to enjoy the games on the computer. To me, there's a fundamental difference. Obviously, this is just one viewpoint. There's people that think they're gamers and they're on phones, and I'm fine with it. But I think it's just the way you view it. To me, the phone is temporary. The computer, I make time for. So that's how I differentiate.
Oh, that's very interesting. So it's kind of like, so let's go PC and console games. It's kind of like you have to go out of your way to actually play these games. While mobile games, you could just be on the bus, waiting for time to pass by, and then you just go on it. And so you're not really dedicating it as a kind of like your time for it. You're just a time waster to get you to point A to point B.
It even started as a time waster. That was its origin. Like there were games that weren't even that good way back in the day, and you had them just to kill time in between whatever the hell you were doing. Because if you were at home, you were watching TV or Netflix or whatever. If you were doing something else, right, you would only do that during downtime. Now, I'm sure in the future, maybe that won't be the case, but that's what it feels like right now.
Okay, so but you do see that there might possibly be a point where mobile gamers will be considered gamers because of just how phones technology are going. Like sometimes I feel like our phone is has way more technology than a Nintendo back in the day, and those were games.
True. The problem is, actually, now that I think about it, is the phone isn't that convenient to play on. So even
Okay,
if you want to be a gamer on the phone and you wanted to make money, like me, I don't know about you, but I used to have a phone emulator on my computer so that I could full screen Marvel Strike Force and play comfortably. So to me, that's another aspect why I think it's hard to be like a hardcore gamer on a phone because there's the problem of comfort, screen size, and you know some people say it's even bad for your neck because you were looking down. So I mean,
okay,
it's
so
just not designed to do that.
so now speaking of that, I got another question for you now. So people who play mobile games on BlueStacks on their computer, does that mean that mobile games are actually PC games?
I mean, we're I mean, technically yes. Technically yes. But if you're using BlueStacks on your computer, that means you're playing a phone game on a computer,
So
and
then we could technically just say put the mobile gamers onto the PC gamers category and just make the whole thing PC versus console.
I don't know. I think the whole PC versus console thing is silly to me because to me, a console will always be an outdated PC with proprietary licenses for certain games. That's all it is to me. There is just no difference because there will never be a game. I guess I never like to say never, but honestly, I can't see it. There will never be a game console that will be more powerful than the latest computer. I just can't fathom that.
I I guess you're right in that aspect, and I'm glad that you said the latest and not like my current computer.
No, because they could come up with something tomorrow that beats it. But I mean, there's still actually literal physical limitations. You can only put so much in a phone. The chip could generate so much heat, and there's battery can only hold so much. So there's that obvious limitation between uh, computers, phones, and consoles. You know, the bigger power supply, the bigger space, the more for room for circuitry and things like that.
Okay, so basically, um, a mobile game can never be like a PC game, even though it's being played on the PC, because eventually your phone could only handle so much. Is what I'm getting.
I think phones are probably going to get advanced enough. Well, they'll be able to pretty much play anything a PC can play, but then we don't know what kind of new programming and new games are going to come out in the future. So that's really hard to forecast.
That would be kind of interesting. I just had like a thought of like having your phone, you just put it down and it has like a hollow projection, and then you could just have a hollow screen that you could work on and play games on.
I don't know. I think it'd be really cool to have something like a visor hookup to where you just like touch something on your phone, you put glasses on, and then you have a full screen view where you wouldn't need monitors, and you're already in the game.
Oh, is that kind of like the Google glasses or whatnot?
Yeah, or like like Ready Player One. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
Oh yeah, no, I actually enjoyed that movie, even though I,
I just I'm always sad that I'm sad that I was born like to what I feel like so long ago because I'm excited about technology and I would love to see what happens in 2050, 2060, 2070. That would be very interesting. I mean, stuff like, I don't know if you ever heard, play or watched Altered Carbon, where people could just switch bodies. That'd be pretty cool.
that would be that's a whole another topic to kind of go on. You go and you start thinking. I'm like, well, if you could transfer your mind to like a robotic body, but does that mean that you're still you, or like are you just your mind, or like yeah, whole different topic.
I mean, sure. I mean, we are our consciousness. I think this is just an exoskeleton, and this is all we are right here. But that's
Yeah,
just me personally.
yeah, I guess so. Like yeah, no, I wouldn't know because like I feel like okay, off topic. Okay, so back to mobile gamings. So you said some problems. What do you think is a way that mobile gaming can go that will make it better? So, in a way, like I know mobile like gaming in general just can't be completely free all the time because developers need to get paid. But then they also can't be pay this like you're paying like thousands of dollars on one game just to play it. So where do you see mobile gaming in the future that will like kind of better its stance as a gaming
I,
platform?
I don't think this will happen, but I think if they gave reasonable deals, like 99-cent deals, $1 deals, and if it wasn't like, I'll pay you $1 so you can give me a lever pull to try at a chance to get what I want. I think they need to stop the whole you pay me money and I will give you a chance to roll the dice to get what you want. If they can get rid of that and maybe, do $1 or $2 deals, even $3 deals to support the game's, development team and bug fixes and such, I think that'd be fine. But I mean, me personally, this is just my personal opinion. I'm just not a huge fan of phone games. To me, if if I have a computer available, it's just a much better use of my time to play on a computer game or even a console than it would ever be a phone game.
Mm. Yeah. Do you? So just as a personal question, are you playing like all your mobile games on BlueStacks?
Pretty much. Uh, it could be because my phone sucks because I don't like those people that they don't bother getting the newest clothes, but their car is like decked out. I'm somewhat like that. Like I would go and spend $20 on shoes because I don't care about shoes, but I'm gonna get a beastly computer because that's what I care about. So it's really what you're passionate about. I know people. To me, it's insane that people would spend $1,000 on on an iPhone. To me, it's ridiculous. But that's what they like, and I'm not gonna judge them. I'm gonna say there's a lot of value in other places that you can get the same thing, but people have trust in brands, and that can't be overridden so easily.
Yeah, no, I guess so. I wonder. I don't have an iPhone myself. I wonder how the Apple game industry is doing. Um, because yeah, I just do Android. I guess the gaming per phone is different, or is it pretty much the same on whatever mobile device that you got?
I mean, it's all about licenses. I know for a fact when it comes to the Apple Store, um, I don't even know if that's called that now, but where you download apps for the Apple device, I know they have a different contract, and I think if I remember correctly, Apple gets like a ridiculous 30% cut of the revenue that app or game makes, which is considered very high, and it's actually being contested by a lot of people. But because everybody wants a piece of the apple pie, pun intended, I guess, uh, because there's a lot of users, and guess what? People that spend money on Apple products are a little bit more loose with their wallets.
Oh,
So you gotta say, 30%, but if I get all the people that are like gonna spend a lot of money, it might be worth it. So it's always like a give and take, it's always like a juggling per se.
yeah. I don't know about the 33%. I haven't heard about that one. But when I was researching to put my own game onto the Google Play and onto Apple Store, I know like the Google Play, you pay like a $25 flat fee, and you could post as many uh, apps you want for free or for whatever. But I know that the Apple Store was like $100 a year. You got to keep paying to be able to have access to your stuff. And so, yeah, it really deterred me at the beginning, especially for like starting points. I'm like, I don't even know how good my game's going to do. Why do I want to pay $100 a year just to have it on there?
You literally just burn $100 for nothing. You
Yeah.
know, I think it's a terrible way to do it because if you do it the way the Android does it, if your game makes nothing, it's not downloaded. If your game makes something, they still get a cut. So I would want to incentivize people to or developers to go on my device so I can get more cut of whatever they make. But I think another reason the ceiling is higher could be a form of quality control. So someone
Mm.
is not going to spend $100 unless they're 100% serious on putting it on that phone. So maybe it's a way to weed out all the wishy-washy developers and only get the serious ones that are going to stick to it.
That does make sense because I know sometimes when I look at the Android App Store and I see a whole bunch of like free versions of the same thing and all these bad reviews.
It's terrible, yeah, because it's copy galore. It doesn't matter. Everybody will copy you 100 times, and that's just the way it is in phones these days. That's why I'm not a big fan. I can't even remember the last time I played a phone game after I quit Marvel Strike Force. I don't think I played maybe one more game on the phone, but barely touched it.
Okay, yeah, no, I actually play a lot of mobile games because I've got kids and I just play with them. We also do console gaming, but I just find when I come to PC gaming, when I play the game, I have to be there for about like an hour. I can't just stop it whenever I can.
Case, it makes perfect sense because back to what we were saying, you play a game on a phone when you have downtime. When you have kids, your time is fragmented. So you only have little pockets of downtime. And I can't see you going to your room into your computer, booting up the game and playing it on that little tiny bit of downtime. So in your use case, it makes perfect sense because your phone immediately You have your little bit of downtime. You play on your phone a little bit. Something happens. You put your phone down. Whatever. So it makes more sense why you're more of a phone gamer uh, because of your situation. At least a little bit of your situation that I know.
Yeah, yeah, no. But so I try to find good games, and my boy and I, so we're playing this one together, which is kind of fun. And he's like grabbing my phone, and I'm like, "Where's my phone? Like, I need to make a call." And then he's in the corner with it, playing the game. Yeah, he's not allowed it on his phone because it technically has violence, and his mother says no violence for you because he's only
Yeah,
5.
it's a big a big point when it comes to parents. I remember asking my sister-in-law, when she's going to allow her kid to have access to a phone or the internet, and we all have different levels of, oh, this is okay and that's okay. Because I mean, if you ask me, if you shield someone too much, it's terrible because then when you do get exposure, the opposite happens. They get overexposure. But then if you give them too much freedom, then obviously that's really bad because there's a lot of bad stuff on the internet, obviously. And through the phone, the internet exists.
Yeah, so basically what we do for our kids is we let them play the phone as much as they want, but they're monitored on it. So they're not allowed to download certain games, especially games that have chat features. Um, they're not allowed to play those ones. And my boy does have like a Facebook Messenger, so he could call people, but we allow the people he's allowed to call to. And then I think they have it in the program where it's like every day that he uses it, they tell us, oh, this is who he has chatted with. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff is that we do for him is monitored, and we kind of let him have pretty much free range as much as he can, and he understands that he's pretty good. But for some reason, he really likes those really bad, um, filled with ads games, like the ones where it's like press the button and launch the ball, and then you play for 2 seconds, and now watch a 30-second ad.
What is it? The micro dopamine hits. That's
Yeah,
that's all that is. Little tiny dopamine hits, and everybody's actually kind of addicted to it because you always see someone on their phone. So adults and kids alike, we're all addicted to that dopamine.
yeah, no,
Hit that,
it's
notification, hit that notification, TikTok, whatever.
yeah, um, yeah, no, he definitely. I know a couple of them. He's number one on at least 3 of them that I could think of, and it's like I don't think some people even play the game anymore because it's too many ads. Okay, so for the last question for us on our closing, I'll let you have the last little bit of closing. What about ads and mobile games? What are your thoughts? What could they do better? And what should mobile games kind of do in the future to kind of fix this problem, or if they should just keep on doing it?
See, the biggest problem, and this is happening way more than with the phones too, is that people keep on spending money. They keep complaining, but they keep on spending money. So unless they stop spending the money, the game developers and companies, they're not going to change anything. So it's not what they need to change. It's basically the phone company, the developers and everything. They're like the king, and we're the subjects. We The king is nothing without its subjects. So the only way we can make change is if we stop spending ridiculous amounts of money on these phone games, and then they might, I don't know, try to make a better, more fulfilling game, rather than the whole point is to get you to spend more money. Because then they might think, hey, if we make a good game, then the money will come. That's how it was in the past. In the past, it was like, we're going to make an awesome game. It's going to be so awesome that it's going to make us so much money. But now it's like, we have to make a game that makes a lot of money. How do we make the most amount of money with a game? So it's backwards, and I think that's the root problem. And because people keep on spending money, and the whales keep on spending money, as long as the money keeps flowing, nothing's gonna change. Sadly.
Those are some good final statements, Gaston. It was nice talking to you, and I do agree with you on the pretty much all that aspect. But thinking about it coming from the people is new to me. I was more of but it makes sense because obviously, if they're not going to be making money, why would they be making those
And
type of games?
me and you can complain, but if the masses don't do anything, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
They're just gonna keep doing the same thing. We're just we need to be the majority rather than the minority.
yeah, and that's kind of the whole purpose of me starting this whole fiasco and trying to make a little bit of a difference.
Every little bit helps.
Okay, thank you, and yeah, and then we'll talk again another time whenever you're free.
Sounds good.
Okay,
Have a good
see you
night.
later. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Comment down below what you thought Gaston was saying. Was it right? Was it not right? What do you guys agree with? What could we do better? And then comment down below your feedback. How do you think mobile games? We're going to start with just this one at the moment. How do you think mobile games can advance in the future, and how can they do better? Comment down below what your stuff. Remember to like and share these videos, and you guys have a great day. Remember, we are doing this journey together because, like Gaston said, the change has to come from us, the subjects, not the kings. And that's exactly what we're setting out to do. So make sure you hit that like and follow button, and I'll see you in the next time.